Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. Just finishing up some dishes here in the kitchen. This is Rising Star 2, and the band is Inches from Glory, and we are about to do a 3-night tour in Wisconsin. Let's see what we might need to do to get ready for that. As always, we never have enough points to take care of all of the merging that we need to do. So we're going to fire through some of that real quick. And I am just going to pick things that I actually see moving. There is no strategy here at all, folks. If I can find a 6, and I can, that looks great. All right, we spent all those points. Where are we on practice? Okay, looks not too bad. I know that these songs are rusty because we're not able to play them here or many places. Well, we can play them here. We can't play them most other places. That's what it comes down to. Conformity is popular in Wisconsin. That's good to know. So I guess we will just hit everything one more time. We don't have enough practice points to really move any needles here. So we'll hit everything just to make sure we are up to speed. I think we probably are. It looks like we probably did this 2 days ago. But that's all right. We will get it done, practicing all of those, and then heading up north. And it is a triple point day. Jimi Hendrix died on this date in 1970. I will say that Jimi Hendrix national anthem is one of the best I've ever heard. That and Marvin Gaye's. Those are absolutely fantastic. I was not a big Hendrix fan growing up. Don't know a whole lot about him, but I do know that one. Okay, let's go ahead and maybe do some repair here if there's anything to do. This is really just to kind of try to capture some of those points. Do we have anything? I need to buy stuff that we're not using and fix that so I don't destroy anything that's important. But let's go ahead and start here. What's his points? He's at 18. That's respectable. So, yep, I just can't get good RNGs. And he's at 4. We're going to skip him. Nope. We're not gonna pursue that any further. Okay, let's get heading out the door. I don't think we have a place to play. Yeah, we'd have to mow. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to head up north. I don't even need to drive. I can just click on the map, and we're going to head to Milwaukee. The actual band Inches from Glory was in Milwaukee. I guess it would have been 2 weeks ago now. They had a good time. Had a very nice turnout. They were excited about that. And we'll go ahead and just drive this one, go by the cemetery. My last experience with the city of Milwaukee, no offense to anybody from there, my car was stolen. And it was worse than that. It was April 1st. So if you're outside the U.S., April Fool's Day, I don't know if April Fool's Day is a worldwide phenomenon or what, but people play practical jokes on each other on April 1st. And the police were convinced that our friends had stolen our car and moved it or something like this, and they really weren't all that interested in doing much about it. We had to rent a car because we weren't from Milwaukee. We were from 90 miles west of there in Madison. Nobody knew where we were at. We'd done a park and fly to go to Las Vegas. Had never been to Las Vegas. It was like a 3-night thing, and parked at a hotel. It was part of the deal. Took their shuttle to spent the night, took their shuttle to the airport the next morning, flew home, and would pick up our car, and our car was not there. Yeah, so that's my most vivid and current memory of Milwaukee. But we're not going to hold it against them. The Brewers had a great year this year, didn't quite make it. Did end up losing to the now world champion Dodgers. So I'm just looking through here, seeing if there's anything I really want to change up. I do want to play this conformity song. Maybe we'll get rid of Table for One. The authority figure song. I don't know. I think of John Mellencamp, right? With the authority. Isn't it the authority song? Anyway, let's give it a go. right, pretty good start on this one. And can't complain with 1,600 fans there to see us. Let's see how we did at the merch table mostly. Must have gotten paid today. Well, that's always a good sign. So it looks like it was $10 ahead. I didn't really focus on that when we were going in, but not bad at all. Good endorsement and run-of-the-mill expectations for the popularity of things that we played. Shirts, 426. That is fantastic. 202 copies of our album. That is fantastic. Couldn't ask for better, really. Unspoken Vows didn't resonate. That's the only one. So, okay, well, we know. I'm going to actually look at that one real quick. I can't remember how long. Oh, that's one of our newer songs. Yeah, and I didn't love it. We will leave it alone. I mean, it got some popularity here. That's better than nothing. It kind of below my stated standard that I probably need to adjust quite a bit, but not horrible. So we'll let that go for now. See if things improve with it. Probably won't. I don't think we really see changes in those kinds of things. Let's add a repair point to him. Just give him a fighting chance. And then he is going to be one of our main writers. That'll work. Yeah, I probably could stand to bump up more stage presence a little more quickly. Somebody had left a comment about that. And I think they're probably right. So we'll go ahead and forgo the point in playing and go with stage presence today. Other than that, let's head on over to Green Bay. And we have a gig at City Theater. Well, good. And we'll go ahead and chauffeur this one and play our gig. Okay, well, we are still in Wisconsin. We could play the same songs. I think we'll go ahead and let's drop Unspoken Vows and add Table for One back in there and see how it does. And maybe we make some decisions based on that. What else do we have here? They still don't like Homegrown. The Lonely Crowd is one we could toss in there. Wi-Fi in the Wilderness does real well, though, and it is on our album, so I think we want to leave that one alone. Anything else on our album we're not playing. Just the Homegrown songs. So I think we're in good shape there. Let's let it go. Venue capacity is a little larger. Let's see if we get a better turnout tonight. Let's break 2,000. Oh, not even close. 15,041. Okay, well, that's wrapping up. I do wish... Yeah, I've heard the theme there enough times at this point. You can assign music to your songs. I don't want to have to deal with figuring out the licensing on YouTube. That's why I'm using Gilly Games standard backgrounds. But that is something you can adjust, and it's something that's important to know about. I have played the game that way. It works great. I don't exactly remember. I've been doing it this way for a very long time now. I can't quite recall how it does that, if it just picks one of them to play or how that works. But nonetheless, you can customize it a little bit with some music that you want to hear. 436 shirts. That is fantastic. 175 copies of the album. That puts us at almost 400 sold in 2 nights. Everything else looks pretty standard. Let's see what the play set looks like. Okay, well, Table for One did better than the other song. Is what it comes down to. And that is something we want to know. Standing on the Outside. Again, we really don't have a lot of flexibility right now with our high energy songs. We had to get rid of a lot of them because I focused way too much on Hometown. And now we're paying the price. So, which is what tends to happen in this one, and that's okay. So let's head into Madison, Madtown. Had the privilege of living there for a few years. In a great little place. I could see ending up there again at some point. I don't think it is really in the cards for us, but it isn't somewhere we ran from, with our hair on fire trying to get away or anything. It was a nice place to be when we were young, and that's good. Let's jump in there and play our gig. Well, I think we're going to leave things alone for the most part. But if I do have a song I can replace, and we're going to replace Standing on the Outside. That one did show a little bit of dip there. The other one was Table for One. I did want to see, so it's only at 6 popularity. That one's already at 8. That's surprising. We played it once. We've played Table for One a billion times. Okay, not a billion. A little bit of hyperbole there. 25,000 people have seen it, and it's just barely nudged the needle. I think we're going to go back to the other one, honestly, because it's been like 2,000 people? Oh, it has been 17. Okay, so we have played it a few times, but nonetheless, its popularity is higher for roughly half as many playthroughs, so let's go ahead and change that back. We could go with the Lonely Crowd again, too. But no, we're gonna go with the, whoops. Let's not do that. We're gonna go with the new one here. Put it back up the top so we get a good reading. I didn't really look at the percentages last time, so maybe we'll do that this time and see where it lines up with other songs. 1420. So we actually went down each time in the number of folks showing up to this little mini push through Wisconsin. We kind of also went to city sizes that probably declined a little bit too, though. Green Bay, I would think, would be smaller than Madison, but this game doesn't exactly nail populations. It's got St. Louis as one of the largest cities on the map, and that just isn't the case anymore. I appreciate the call out, but it's not quite right, and that's okay. It's a game. I'm enjoying playing the game, and I hope you take a look at it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, not so many shirts sold. Probably, yeah, we barely, not even half of how many albums we'd been selling. We are not as popular in Madison is what it turns out. Okay, we were going to look at the percentage for that song, and it was a 10% bump. That's about normal, but you'll notice here, Wi-Fi in the Wilderness, 14. So there you have it. However, we did get 4 faces this time, and I am almost positive we only got 3 faces, which is why I had called it out when we were in Milwaukee. So that is a good call out that you don't always get exactly the same thing every time. It's not entirely just a linear progression for these guys. There's some maths going on in the background to make some determinations on those things. All right, let's head home. Actually, yeah, we can do that. We will go ahead and head home and see what we can do right here to improve our, well, we don't even have anything scheduled going forward, do we? All right, this might be a time to make a plan for maybe revisiting some places we've been. We could do a local tour. We toured on the coast, right? I think that's what we did. I don't know how far back it'll let us go. I'm struggling to remember if that's what we did in this playthrough. I had a couple of playthroughs here recently. Doesn't look like that's what we did. I finally settled on, I guess we did stay local. I'm just seeing a lot of Illinois and Missouri and Kansas, I think was in there. Iowa, Indianapolis. Oh, there we go. Washington, D.C., Baltimore. There it is. So we did. We went out on the East Coast in July and August. Pennsylvania. I think I saw these down here and I blew right past it. Okay, yep, all the way up to Quebec. And so let's do a more local tour. Let's have him set that up. Saul Goodman. And I wonder how long a writer came, how long before they wrote, I guess, technically Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, how long that name had been sitting in some writer's mind, just waiting for the right time to use it. I bet it was a while. That'd be my guess. On the other hand, it might have been a spur of the moment groupthink kind of thing where they were throwing ideas at a wall. Who knows? But those are the things that keep me up at night, folks. All right, we're going to book a tour. I wish I was kidding. All right, we're going to book a tour here. We're going to call this Midwest Express. I don't even know. And we'll basically follow our typical pattern. I think I want to wait till the beginning of October, though. Give myself a little time, get those songs we have practiced up. Let's start on the 1st, and we'll go 2 weeks. So the 1st, we'll do the 15th inclusive. So that'll work. We will start on Sundays. Maybe we only do like Fridays where we can go to shows. I'm trying to decide if there's a good way to work that. For those of you that are in the work realm, you have day jobs like I do. I took the last 2 Wednesdays off for my job, and I learned something very important. Taking Wednesday off is roughly equivalent to not taking Wednesday off. I thought, hey, I'm splitting it up. I'll have two really super short weeks, 2 weekends a week. That's going to be awesome. That is not how taking Wednesday off works. Don't fool yourself. I was kind of disappointed. I don't think I got anything done that I wanted to get done. I think I made one video on one of those 2 Wednesdays. I was going to do let's get ahead a little bit. Let's do 4 or 5 videos. Get ahead for, a week on one of these things. Nope, didn't happen. Other stuff came up, and that was it. So we're going to tour just Midwest-ish areas. Maybe we'll go a little bit south. I really like Alabama and Arkansas. Don't mind heading down there just a little bit. But mostly I think we want to hit states that we have been, in fact, maybe that's a better idea. We'll save Alabama for another time. Let's just do the states right around Missouri that we've been to a couple of times, can probably get some fans at. Obviously, Missouri needs to be one of those. We could hit Minnesota. I don't think we're going to get all these places. I'm just giving it options, folks. These aren't this isn't my wish list. I'm just trying to give it some continuity where it can come up with a good plan. It does a really good job with that. I've been very impressed with the scheduling on this game. Obviously, there are routines out there, but this game started getting programmed well before we had the opportunity to go out and use AI to kind of automatically write in our code things like the Dijkstra algorithm and things like that, where you just click a button and it's like, oh, here it is. You can use this, and do you need me to tweak it for you? Didn't have that when he was starting this. At least not that I'm aware of. And so there's a lot of neat little things that are done in here that are really nuanced and subtle that from a coding perspective, I'm very impressed with. All right. I think that will do it. We could hit Nebraska maybe. We will make it to probably 4 of these states total, though. That's just, again, I'm trying to give it some options here. And I haven't decided. Maybe I should headline this time. We are local-ish. So let's find a tour band to go with us, and let's take one that we have reputation with that has some following, like the guys from Portland. That wouldn't be so bad. We would be the headliner, which is okay. I'm okay with that. We've got a nice little set we can play now. What did I hit? I hit a key there. That's what happened. All right. Anybody else? Well, we have a really super good, I guess we toured with them, didn't we? Let's take another one. We'll take the Lubbock band. I lived in Lubbock for a while. That is a place that we ran from. I was a kid, though. Did not like living in Lubbock, folks. Was not a good time for a 12-year-old to be trying to make new friends in a foreign city. Call it foreign. They called us foreign, actually. Somebody asked what country St. Louis was in. That's not a joke. All right, so we're going to assign that task, let him get on it, and let's finish up our week here. Tends to be how this is working out, a week per episode, right? We'll jump in here. Honestly, there's not a whole lot left to do. We will probably just, write and practice. Develop and practice. And there we have it. So, yeah, I am working with both of my eyes right now. I've been kind of working on that. As many of you know, I had an eye issue come up and it was problematic, slowed me down a little bit here. I just this week started really trying to focus on using both eyes together again. And so I am not seeing the wigglies terribly clearly. And I apologize that this might be taking a little longer than it normally does, although I know it's kind of a pain in the butt anyway. There we go. All right, let's get out here and practice. We're going to practice all the stuff that we haven't played in a while. It is possible Hometown will be good to go once we get to our tour. So I'm trying to decide, maybe we go ahead and hit these as well, because we'll only have to hit them once or twice. And then they're up to speed if we want. So we'll go ahead and practice those two. Yeah, we only had to hit them once. And he has scheduled the Midwest tour. It starts in St. Louis and it ends in Tulsa. Okay, so hey, back to Oklahoma. Hope to see you again, my friend. There we go. And yeah, okay, that is not bad. We have, well, 13 gigs. Excellent. Mostly, well, okay, well, we can look and see. Tennessee, Illinois, Indianapolis. I'm sorry, Indiana, not Indianapolis. Evansville, in fact. I think that's one we added. Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, and then ending up in Oklahoma. So only the 1 gig down there in Oklahoma, but it'll be a good one. We'll be at the tail end of our tour. We'll have everything nailed down. Nothing but good times. Okay, let's do the same. Not writing a song. We are merging song parts. We're going to start at the bottom this time. Plenty to do down here. Yeah, I'm kind of doing it backwards, aren't I? Always do it the other way, and then I flip it every time. Down to 64 points left. You can start with some 10s, though. There we go. Big rocks, then small rocks. That's the proverb, right? So something along those lines. And then we are down to 1s, so we can comfortably do 1s without feeling like we're wasting time. There we go. And now into practice. We should only have the 4. Yeah, that worked well. So looks like we got 18 points. Is that about right? That can't be right. That must have been 14. Nonetheless, there we go. We're catching up. A couple more days and we will have that done. We're going to go ahead and just finish out the week by doing more of the same. I guess we could do lyrics this time. Grab some good lyrics. Outcast. Conformity. Conformity is good in Wisconsin, right? That's what we just saw. We will avoid homegrown for now. And not enough points to do that. I don't like to overdo it with any particular one any more than I like to underdo it. And of course, I say that after completely blowing up Hometown, right? Or Homegrown, whichever I'm calling it here. Homegrown, Hometown, Homegrown. I did customize, I think all of them is why the names are just a little different. I wanted it to be unique enough that I knew what they meant and wasn't relying on some sort of not my favorite kind of split. So there you have it. And we're going to practice. Nirvana released their breakthrough album Nevermind on this date. Experience today is tripled. Okay, well, we fell a few spots, actually quite a few spots. Still raking in a little bit of money, though. That's good. As you can see, we've got a nice little bankroll now. We have some options, including one of the things we might want to start doing is looking for a new house. I do like having the next size up house. Gives you a little bit more room to work with. Actually, there's one that I prefer overall, and I generally make that my second purchase. So we'll see how that works out. Triple point day. I guess we should do some repair real quick while we can. You know what I can do is try to repair stuff here, and then we'll immediately go over to a shop and repair everything up. So Xavier, you going to get something done this time? Okay. 1 in 10 is where he was successful. So Topher, let's give him something that's not busted. He gets to work on Xavier's stuff, but he did get a little experience out of it. And here we're just asking for trouble. We could use Chad's ability here too. Well, you know what? We might as well do it though. We're going to run over to the store real quick, fix all this stuff up. So why not just fire through it? And then we'll just pay to fix our shortcomings there. So Not quite the end that I expected. I thought we would be done because it turned to Sunday, but let's go ahead and get this out of the way because I will forget to notice that little check mark there, or the little flame there that, hey, it's triple point day. And hey, you tore up all your instruments. So we're just going to get it done. You know what? We could refurbish everything. I think I want to do that. That sets everything back to 100%. There we go. Done. Can't undo it now. And then wouldn't hurt to check on some strings like we always do. It doesn't have any songwriting strings. It looks, yeah, it does right there. Yeah, he's good. So we'll run through there. Nothing. Probably nothing. Looks like she's doing okay with strings. Topher and sticks. That's the other one that's always weird. And drum heads. I think did we have a shortage of drum heads at one point in the last run through when we went down to Texas and Oklahoma? Looking good there, although we're down to the last set of cymbals. Well, he's got a couple of these. Okay. We'll want to take a harder look at that. I will try to make a note of that and make sure that gets done. Beyond that, I think we're good. Hey, there's one. He's got some extra stage presence. Grab 5 of those. Otherwise, we're going to head home, and that is going to be our episode. Thanks for joining me. The band is Inches from Glory. That's them right there. And we will continue with this mad, mad, mad world of Rising Star 2 in the next episode. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you in that one. And until then, fair travels.